very fortunate at secondary school. Every Shakespeare play we studied, we also performed. So as a young actor, I got to perform the Scot, almost said his name, Youch.
I was born in Glasgow, but I was born a couple of days after my parents trained home from a holiday in Stratford-upon-Avon. So my dad has always said that Shakespeare shook me loose. I'm really sorry, it's such a disgusting expression.
I think I was like maybe about 8 or 9, actually just across the road here, Botanical Gardens. My mum took me to see Midsummer Night's Dream.
How did I first encounter Shakespeare? I think I pretended to read some of it at high school.
I think it was in either year 10, 11 or 12, I forget which one, but we were studying the Scottish play and we had to do a scene from, you pick a scene and you do that one. And of course we chose the sword fight at the end of it.
My first experience with the writings of Shakespeare, which I think is potentially the standard kind of encounter, was high school.
And then once I had to do an essay on I can't even remember, one of the plays.
And it wasn't a fun experience, and I certainly did not enjoy it, and I certainly didn't like it.
I don't remember. I pretended to read some at high school.
And so we went down the woodwork area and fashioned some swords and came back and did the sword fight and forgot all the lines.
And because I was quite a excitable child, my parents sort of gave me access to Shakespeare when I was quite young, and I had a kid's book of Shakespeare stories and things like that. So I actually came to it very, very young.
Then I went and saw a production in school of Romeo and Juliet, done by a couple of very talented actors that were year 12s, and one of whom became a very good friend after. And when I heard him speak Romeo, I suddenly got it.
I remember kind of being struck by how magical everything was, and really kind of like now I know, looking back at Puck, just kind of how, I don't know, just how mischievous and kind of cheeky he was, and kind of really related to that.
I suddenly heard the language, and I heard the poetry, and I heard the magic. And so at that moment, that's when I actually suddenly went, wow, this Shakespeare guy is onto something. I actually quite like him.
And that's where my passion and love for Shakespeare first developed.
I still am rather fond of sword fights, actually.